Hey gang, so this is the first of a couple of YouTube course videos coming up in the next few days to explain sort of what's going on in the semester, where we're going for here in the next week, etc. So this very first video is just like a little bit of an overview of what we have left to do in the semester, what we're sort of going to be doing, looking at what the assignments are going to look like, things that you need to do to prepare. Okay, so first, I'm going to put a document online that's your midterm with some of the short answers typed up so you have that to review. In this dude right here, we've got chapters 5, 7, and 11, I think is what it is. Yep, 5, 7, 11, bureaucracy, public opinion, and political parties, participation in elections. You'll notice on Moodle there are 3 Moodle forms that I want you to complete. Each of them have to do with some type of reflection on a video. The first Moodle form that's on there, campaigns and elections advertisements, is definitely the most involved of the Moodle forms. Okay, you'll want to look at one advertisement from each election year. So starting on that website, livingroomcandidate.org, 1952 to 2012. Yeah, 2012. One video from each election from each presidential election year. So you're going to be looking at one video from either a Democrat or a Republican from each election year. Okay? You'll write just a little bit of information about each video. There's a post on there that gives sort of a little bit of that info of what you want to write for each and every video. I know it's a bit tedious and annoying, but it's there and it does kind of serve a purpose. Hopefully, one, it's, hey, look, I watched the video because I was able to identify what the issue was. The other thing is the second part of that. So after you've watched all the videos that you want to watch and you've identified sort of, you know, you've answered the few questions that are on that form, you've identified which candidate ran the ad, when it was, what the issue of the ad was, if it was a TAC ad, and any other information you want to put in there. You'll want to see if you noticed a few things throughout the decades that have either changed or not changed. So if there is an ad on civil rights in 1960 and an ad on civil rights in 1990, was there a lot of difference between the two ads, or were they talking about the same stuff? I don't know. Something to consider. You only need to watch one ad per election year, not one ad from a Republican candidate and one ad from a Democratic candidate each election year. Just make sure you watch at least 6 from one party or other. So you could watch 6 Democrats and 10 Republicans. There's 16 total ads you want to watch. Anyway, the other 2 are videos from the Last Week Tonight, John Oliver show. One's on the IRS, the other's on net neutrality. Those are both kind of fit in with the bureaucracy theme and a little bit of like current politics. I want you to watch those videos, and hopefully do something kind of simple. Write a reflection on them. What this is, it's not necessarily a summary of what was in the video, but you responding to what was in the video. So you take the information from the video, process it through your brain. I know this is not your brain, this is your brain. So process it through your brain and make it come out. Not necessarily from your mouth because you don't want to talk at the computer, you want to type at it. What did you think about it? Was there something interesting? Did you think John Oliver's argument was convincing? Was something about it not convincing? Shocked, surprised, horrified? These are all excellent questions, things you could cover. in these two videos on net neutrality and IRS. So there's a little bit of you're learning about bureaucracy and how rules and regulations work and how Congress will pass off authority to the executive branch, and look at sort of how the practical implications of that are, and also hopefully learn a little bit about a current issue or two. Sound cool? I know, it totally sounds cool. There's a word limit on those, or sorry, a word minimum on those. It's like 150 words, which is half a page. I cut out the one on government surveillance because there's for some reason, copyright issue, blah, 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 couldn't find it again, and I figured I gave you enough work already to do. So you got those on there. The due dates are on Moodle. You have your campaign and elections paper, which is due tomorrow. I'll probably push that back to Friday, just in case. Unless I had it back earlier. I don't think I had it much. Anyway, campaign selection paper. Then you got your personal opinion paper on the issue, on the topic that you're covering, due after that. Okay, it's due after that. This is that second paper / last paper is 1,000-word minimum, but I think it's going to be a little easier to do because the paper is you providing your argument with evidence. So it's not like you're still analyzing sources, gathering information, but you're kind of self-directing some of that information and resources. You're not like, trying to run around for every little piece of information and argument. You're like, I want to make this argument. I want to make a specific argument or a point. Let me find information that either supports or contradicts this point. Should you write a good paper on that? That last one, the sort of what's your personal opinion, your personal policy position on this topic, you will want to try and consider opposing points of view for, a paragraph or two. Again, 1,000 words will creep up on you, so don't get super freaked out about it or really bogged down in one issue, but make sure you thoroughly explain an issue at the same time. Again, with the papers, paragraphs are your friend. Use them. They'll be great for organization. Let's see. There are 2 quizzes on Moodle right now. They're on race and politics and gender and politics. There'll be another quiz on race and gender and politics. That third quiz on race and gender and politics, it'll be quiz like 12, I think, is going to be a little more difficult, a little more involved than the other ones. Okay, I'm going to try and help ease you into it a little bit, but forewarned. The 3 more quizzes after that, that'll also be a little more involved than the previous quizzes. One on bureaucracy, one on campaigns and elections, and one on public opinion. Sort of make sure you've read the chapter before then, try and interpret it, things like that. And then do the quiz after that. Make sure you read the chapter first and then do the quiz. It'll make it, I think, a little easier. I'll also put up previous PowerPoints I've done on those, which will maybe help you with some of the questions, but not all the questions, and I'll try and put up maybe a very short video on a couple of them to help maybe look at some key points. But there are also videos that I've done in the past on those too, if you have questions or concerns or whatever. Yeah, so there's that. There'll be a Moodle exam. I'll talk about that later on. That'll be open book, open note. Don't use the internet. Do not use the internet. Do not use the internet unless I specifically tell you you can use an internet source. If you use the internet and it's not a source I told you can use, and I suspect that you've done it, you'll get a 0 for the entire short answer portion of the exam. I'll be mad. And I'm dead serious on this. Alright? Don't Google anything for that last bit. every single piece of information you need for the short answer part of the final exam will either be in the book, PowerPoint, notes, videos, or from your own critical thinking brain. If you Google something, you'll likely be led astray, and you'll also likely get a 0 on the entire short answer section of the Moodle exam. I am dead serious about this. I want to see effort. And even if you get it wrong, that's so much better if you put effort in it and you got it wrong than getting it right, but like, you know, just copy and pasting some crap from the internet. Cool. I'm gonna wrap it up here, so you don't have to watch anything more than that. This is just an introduction. One thing I'll do, in case you're curious, this is my hotel room, and I don't know if you can see that. That's what it looks like outside of my hotel room. That's pretty cool, right? That's Salt Lake City. A bit of it. I don't know how well you can see it, but there's like mountains and like buildings and stuff. Pretty neat, huh? So, I'm 2 hours behind y'all. So that's something to keep in mind. My cell phone number is on the Moodle page. It's 850-445-1927. Shoot me a text if you have a question. Email me if you have a question. Because of the time delay or whatever, the difference in time, and also because while I'm in the AP room grading papers, my phone is not allowed. Responding to those things may be a little sort of touch and go at certain times of the day, but I will be able to get to you during the day at some point. But send me a text message or give me a call. Let me know who you are, because I probably won't recognize the number, and I may just let it go to voicemail if I don't recognize the number. And we'll try and work out a time where we can talk and sort of help you work through some of these issues. If there are questions you have, because I don't want y'all to miss out on the, you know, personal connection that I can offer in helping you learn. Of that for drama. Alright. Thanks. Hope I can be awesome for y'all, and I'll be in touch soon. Peace.